So bear with me here. This is part 2 of, it's 1.5 of part 2. I do not really have much time to come up here these days, but bear with me when I do. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe and share button. It will let me know if y'all are digging this type of story. So this is part 2 of how the gods got here. So we all came through a system that's called the Matrix. Some of us have the ability to remember certain gods and goddesses' life because each one of us was held with a certain god or a certain DNA of a god. Some of us might not be that particular god, but we might be ascended from that god, or we was created from that particular god. What's religion and social media tried to get you to not understand is where you come from and who you are, because we're supposed to experience this low realm vibrational of the Matrix, and a lot of us are not really passing by the system. A lot of us have to get lost in order to find ourselves, and that's what happened to me during 2019. But I had a more earlier awakening within the awakening. Around 2012 was my Big Bang. When my Big Bang happened, the algorithm started to really pick up on our Big Bang or our cosmic records. And 2012, spirituality was very new to me. I didn't really quite knew about the gods that we know today until they actually showed up in my life, until I actually began to pay attention. The only way that these gods and goddesses can really pay attention to you is if you have a movement, if you have the ability to be the fool, to be the one to be the truth speaker, and to be laughed at. So they'll put you through a humiliation ritual at birth. You get once you come out of the womb of your mother, they spank you in the ass to give you that first lick. That first lick was to hey, wake up. It was to clap you out. It was to wake you up out of your sleep to return back to you. But now that I'm trying to look at these gods and goddesses as not only as energy, but also as beings like you and me in the flesh. There is such thing as reincarnation. I tried to come up here years ago to talk about this, or I try to talk to somebody in my life or the people around me to get them to wake up to the idea that they could be something else other than what they think they are or what they know they are, But it was everybody kept calling me crazy, and then everybody kept using mental illness against me, so that depressed me even more. And a lot of y'all been dealing with the exact same thing. You see the memories of these gods and goddesses, and you see the signs that they're playing out in your life, and you see the role that they had once before. Energy never dies. Energy always either ascend and expand. And that's all it can never do. It can only move forward. It can never go back. Some energies can. Some can go underneath you, which is the below version of you and the above version of you. So they can move in and out of your cross without you coming to aware that you exist. And how I came to my existence or my awareness, that I knew that I was something of a path like of a God, but people will say like this type of thinking is narcissistic, and the way it is, you have to go within and understand yourself without yourself. Like, how would you live without you? How would you see yourself without living without you? And in order to do that, you kind of have to become invisible in this realm. And it hurt most of us. And some of us are being activated today as our true selves, as our gods and goddesses. And don't take it as a narcissistic type of way. It's just you realizing that you exist, that you matter first before anything that's lower than you, that's a lower vibrational than you, that doesn't really quite fit with you, that doesn't really quite understand you just yet, because you're just coming into existence of understanding you. So as we start to explore ourselves, we literally had to go through another death ritual. We was not just woken just because we are alive. Sometimes some of us are alive, but we're not woke. And it could be various of things of why some of us are not woken up today. Or, to me, in my opinion, I feel like it has to deal with a lot of trauma. Social media pushes out a lot of trauma is because we're trying to get rid of something that no longer serves us, but it will serve somebody else's purpose, so that when it is their time for them to come into that particular space and time, they would know what to do. They will have the blueprint. Like, they already got the blueprint, but now they got the manual. So it's like, so they won't get lost like how we did. We became the nomads while they became the somebodies. They became them, you know. So when we come back around again after them, the ones that we waken, we should easily snap back in and to continue to expand our light once we come back here. And I feel like each of us have a particular timeline to give the big bang, to give the big awakening, so that the Sandman won't really capture your dream, or you won't be captured inside of your dream. You're able to observe your dream and take what you learn from it without having actually being physically harming you in your awakening state. That's what this like whole moon is, to get an idea of you, that you could be something outside of you and you can be something inside of you. You can possess what's inside of you, and you can possess what's outside of you. Whatever you reflect, whatever reflects to you is what you put out. And energy really matters. And everybody think that this shit is like fake, it's a clout movement. No, and to really tap in, you really gotta ask somebody behind closed doors in the spiritual community how they did it. Because not everybody is gonna tell you their story, how they came to be. So, but like for me, I'm an open book. I'm a risk taker. I'm okay with it because I'm in the life path of 11. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is my completion since I'm born on the 9th. And I'm okay with losing it all so I can tell the truth, so that I at least have somebody else who's willing to listen. I got them to kind of like to continue on the message, to pass the torch, you know. So when we come to this place, to any type of particular realm or matrix, we are often split up within ourselves. We're split up into two paths, and then there's another split within those two paths. Then they become split. Two versions of you become split within themselves, and they got a path to like really try to gravitate or grab their enlightenment, and then you and all of you can really come together, and it's just like a whole big ass Big Bang. Ant-Man really talks about him. Marvel talks about it all the time. Legend talks about it all the time. If you know that movie, it's the apocalypse among the gods right now. It's kind of like the dead trying to come back so they can expand where they left off. But it's like social media and everything around us, our family, who are not really our family. We just came into existing because of them. We're animated by them, but we're not really them. We're not who we say we are because of them. They only know you because of what they see in front of you. And then they try to like dim you down, depress you even more. But the thing is, they know who you are. Trust me, they know. Why you think they're depressing you? They're trying to get you to wake up to the idea of you. They're scared of you, yes, but they also need you. And, you know, because each of us have certain powers on these earth, certain spiritual abilities that we can do. We can really influence people and the things around us. But we have to go within and be right with us. I myself am not perfect at all. I don't want to be perfect. I don't want to be liked. I don't want to be loved. Even though I am craving those attentions, because I'm coming to a realization that I exist, I matter, but I'm going to give all that to me, and I'm going to do that for me. And, like, I'm trying not to put my business out there without putting my business out there. I'm trying to teach somebody without putting them into fear. We are the carrier of the prophecy, the light bringer of the prophecy. So we're supposed to shine the light on an uncomfortable subject. It's like Godzilla and King Kong, like Godzilla versus King Kong. You know, the red and blue system, the red and blue pill. Who taps in and who taps out? Who can really see you for you and who's really using you? You know, it's just like, it's all about your intuition. And I think Atlanta, like, this is also part 2 about it. So I think that, like, Atlanta might be the signal for these gods and goddesses to come home, so that they land here. They have ability to build. But it's like when they come here, when they firstly waking up, they first wake up in the womb, but then after the womb, they kind of like, you know, sleep for like a period of time to go through different levels of them, or different dimensional levels of them. So, you know, you got 1D, which is first dimensional, then you got 2D, which is second dimensional. And if you understand Luminology and you understand the levels of you, what you have to go through in order to get to you, it took a lot of sacrifice. And we're all still sacrificing ourselves on the cross to get to us. But my advice is just to hold on. Time is coming, and I get that we all feel like we're not seen and heard. I know I feel the same way, and I feel like I'm not seen and heard. And we're all on a mission to get somewhere. Not even to get somewhere, but to be somewhere at a particular time and place. Because it's going to be a beautiful moment with the people around us who knows us for us while we do the things we do, while we act the way we act. And that is called being a Freemason, being a nosebody. Not knowing who and what you are in order to go get lost to find and who and what you are. Stripping away the ego, the mask of what people perceive of you. And it's scary because you're the truth teller. And, snitches get stitches. And you know what they're going to do? Put spell work on you. Make you lose your mind. Make you have other things inside of you kill you before you realize it's too late. And I'm not that route. This is what's been happening to me. And I've been slowly opening up to people about it. And I keep telling them I don't need the last shot, but at some point I'm gonna be done with it. I'm gonna have enough of it because it's hurting me at the end of the day. I cut my hair, I did all kind of crazy shit to my body. I'm stressed out and skin is not it, and my health is not it. But don't nobody want to sit and talk about this because of what trauma does. And you can tell when you look at me on here. That's why I'm not really trying to show myself much on social media. Is because I don't like the way I look. I don't like what I'm becoming. I know I'm transforming into something that is going to benefit me later on in life, and I'm going to be thankful for. But this process that we go through as gods and goddesses hurts. We literally have to go through hell in order to get us, in order to gain back us, because we lost our trust. And I'm telling myself now, don't worry, because in the next realm you get to expand. And I told all my family members, I told everybody I'm going to deal with everybody in the afterlife, because that is true. If I can't handle you right now, I know somewhere along the line later I'm going to handle you somewhere else. I'm okay. I learned to accept it, but I do not accept or appreciate anybody treating me any kind of way. Especially when all I do is give respect.